Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tania, and if you're stopping by for the first time, I hope you'll like and subscribe. I love you for it. And if you're not stopping by for the first time, thank you so much for your support. Today's video is slightly different than my usual content. Usually I do hauls, I do unboxings, I do reviews, I do vlogs, I do outfit of the day videos and my chats. Got to get back to doing those. I do, lots of other different things. Get readies with me, all that sort of thing. But today's video is a little bit different because I thought I would share with you some of the other YouTubers and the other content creators that I like to watch. And I watch them for different reasons. So I thought instead of just putting out more of the same content, and we all tend to sort of fall into the habit of watching a lot of the same genre, let's say, we stick within our genre. I thought I'd share with you those that I like to watch. So these ones that I'll be suggesting are certainly not all of the channels that I am subscribed to. And that doesn't necessarily mean that I watch everything from every channel because time. But anyway, these ones are the ones that are mostly my go-to. So if you're interested in seeing, please stick around and let me know, who do you watch? And what do you think of these channels if you watch them too? Okay, my first category is beauty. There is a group of beauty content creators that I like to watch. And the first one is an Australian pair. They're actually based here in Melbourne, although I've never run into them. I've always wanted to. And their channel is called BeautyNews. And what they do is they release every Friday a recap, a summary of all the beauty items that have been recently released, or there's an update on them. And I love them because they are not only fellow Melburnians, but they are dead honest. They drop the F-bomb when they need to. They're very honest about the products. They don't split hairs. They get to the point. They say what they like. They give their opinion of what they like, of course, or the products that they're showing. They often use a lot of these products. I just find them refreshing. I find them honest. The next one is an American woman. Her name is TheresaIsDead. That's the name of her channel. Her name is Teresa. And she's very similar to BeautyNews in that she does recaps and she does, she does tutorials and she does first impressions of certain products, but she's also deadly honest, like brutally honest. And that's what I like to hear. So I enjoy her too. Also very prone to dropping the F-bomb. So if you're quite sensitive to that, you may not want to watch these people. Then we have another beauty YouTube content creator, but she doesn't actually do looks. You never see her actually. All you ever see are her flat lays and her hands. And she's also a fellow Australian. Her name is Matilda On Video. So that's her channel name. And she does beautiful summaries, reviews, and showings of beautiful products. And she has quite a collection. And she gives her honest opinion too. No F-bombs dropped with her. She's very classy, but I love watching her. She's got a very, very calming presence. And she has an intro, which is always, hello. And it's just, you just wait for it. The other one within the beauty genre, which is strictly speaking, can overlap a couple of genres. And this channel I only discovered about a year ago. So early 2020, I'd say. Her name is Sarian. She is the most unique channel I have ever come across. Now, I know a lot of other people have copied her and her concept, but she created this concept. So she is, she's a beauty person on YouTube, but she's really found her niche. And she is an absolute true example of someone who has a niche and it has just exploded. I mean, I've seen her in this past year grow by 2 million subscribers. Bailey is so unique. So she does her makeup, but she also talks about and tells us about crimes and murder mysteries. And she does this every Monday. And it's murder mystery makeup. So, like she does her makeup, but it's not about the makeup. And her looks are very, very dramatic, let me say. I just love watching her do it. But even if you don't watch her do the makeup, it's what she's talking about, which is fascinating. She's telling you about all these crimes. She's telling you about historical crimes. And she goes pretty far back. Or she talks about current murder mysteries. And she always voices her opinion at the end. And she's always got thousands of comments in her comment section. I think she's fascinating. But she doesn't do just that. She does other videos as well. So she'll do her Saturday chats and she just does a get ready with me. But it's not necessarily talking about her murder mysteries. And she to me epitomizes the YouTuber that I know she will upload on a Monday. BeautyNews and Sarian both do that, and she's fascinating. Also drops the F-bomb now and then. And if you're queasy and you don't like hearing about murders and, you know, crimes and things like that, well, then I suggest you don't follow her. But I find her fascinating. Okay, now in a similar vein to makeup is more style, more fashion. And I like watching these type of channels because I get ideas, but then I also learn what not to do and what to do. So one of them is The Style Insider, and she's an Australian woman or New Zealander. And then there is also Petite Dressing, and she's a woman who is quite short. So I like to get ideas from her about how to dress for a shorter body, shorter height. There's the School of Affluence. That one's interesting, somewhat controversial because she tends to put forward ideas about how to dress and how to comport yourself if you're wanting to attract someone with money, if you're wanting to attract a particular gentleman who is somewhat wealthy or considerably wealthy. So some of the content she puts out can be controversial, I suppose, depending on how you feel about it. But I find that very interesting. Then we have, of course, Busbee Style, and some of you will know about her. I like to watch her. There's Lauren Messiah. Now, I found Lauren Messiah about 3 years ago, and she does like an academy series, and she does like a themed series about how to do certain things, let's say, and how to dress a certain way. So I quite like Lauren. And the other channel I watch is just a street style channel. It's called ILoveParis, and it's someone, I don't know who, you never see the person behind the camera, who just films a lot of people walking backwards and forwards and, well, walking around in Paris, and you just see the organic, true fashion, flair and styles that people put together in Paris. So I really enjoy that channel because it's just like people watching, but they don't know that you're watching, which is a bit creepy. But they must set up the camera in such a way that because people look directly into the camera, so they must understand that they're being filmed, watched. I don't know. It's sounding more creepy by the minute. Anyway, ILoveParis. It's a good one. Okay, now there is another channel that I've just recently discovered, and that's about interior design. And I'm learning about interior design and what I'd like to do and all this, that sort of thing. So the channel is called Arvin Olano, and he is a very flamboyant character, and he's very clear about what he likes and what he doesn't like. But he's put forward numerous suggestions, which I've learned from, and I'm hoping to put into place. So that's another very entertaining, but also very informative channel. Then, somewhat similar, but at the opposite end, there's this channel called Curiosity Incorporated, and it's about this husband and wife team who buy houses that are fully cluttered, and then they slowly, over time, declutter the house, and depending on what they find, they then put for sale on auctions. And the one that I've just recently been watching, and it's a long series too, is about a musician's house, a singer and a musician. And, you know, you sort of follow them along during the whole process. So they find a house, they buy it, and then they take you with them as they go into the house, and you see absolute clutter and hoarding and rubbish, but then in amongst all that rubbish they find absolute gems, and in some cases real gems. So that is a fascinating channel, and I just watch that when the few chances I get to just stop and unwind and I don't need to think. I love watching that channel. It's interesting at the very, very least. You must watch it. You must watch it. In a similar vein is another channel, and this one is Big Living in Small Spaces, tiny homes. And I find that fascinating because I think to myself, I have so much, and I think to myself, wow, how do people live so compactly? So you just see how people learn to use their space, to maximize their space, to minimize what they have and how much they have. That is fascinating. People living in teeny tiny little, what would be like a 1-bedroom for me, to them is their whole apartment or their whole home, let's say. Watch that. Okay, are you still with me? Are you still following me? Thank you so much. And please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, the next one along is food related. And there are quite a few food channels that I watch, but the ones that I tend to gravitate the most to is Pasta Grannies And it's a group of like Italian women, elderly Italian women, sort of showing how they make the old school dishes and sauces and pastas and combinations of foods. And yeah, for me, it's somewhat nostalgic because it just reminds me of my grandmother and how she used to cook and a lot of the dishes that she used to make. And then, of course, a lot of the dishes that my mum used to make for us growing up, which were old school. So that one is very nostalgic for me. Then there is Low Carb Love, and that is very much like a keto channel, or for those who do the keto diet, or for low carb dieters, for those who like to do the low carb. So she's got great ideas there. And then the other one, which I've just recently discovered and my friend Amy told me about, is called Chonny Day, and it's about this couple who are Melbourne based, and they just go to a whole variety of restaurants and just order a whole stack of food, and they show you the food and they explain it, they describe it, they tell you what it tastes like. They take you to these fascinating restaurants. And so there are quite a few that both Amy and I are intending to go to because of watching this particular channel. So they're new to me, but believe me, she can eat. She can actually eat more than her partner. Damn, she's a skinny little thing, but she can eat. Next channel that I like to watch is not really a channel here on YouTube, but is a channel on Facebook, and it's called Drunk History, and I find it fascinating. It's a series that has been on TV, you know, I don't know which platforms, and it has actors in it. The spokesperson for the show has an actor or an actress sit with them, and they get them drunk. And this actor then tells a historical story, and then there are other actors who act out the story that he or she is actually narrating. But the lip syncing that goes on is perfect. It is just perfect to time with the actual actor and narrator. So there have been, you know, very well-known actors who enact the story or the history, and then the scene will switch to the actual actor who's actually telling the history. So it's fascinating. But that one, I haven't actually found the channel on YouTube. I came across it on Facebook, you know, in the video section on Facebook. Highly recommend you watch it because it's absolutely fascinating and funny. Another category is fitness. So when I'm motivated, when I'm geared up to do some exercise, because I actually don't want to join a gym. I find them sometimes unhygienic, and the thought of going to a gym and sweating over something that then someone else has already sweated over and I've got to get up close and personal with, I don't like that idea. So I always tell myself I'll just do the exercise videos on YouTube. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. But the ones that I tend to follow and will do are some of the Chloe Ting workouts, or the Grow with Joe workouts, or Koboko Fitness. I like Koboko Fitness a lot. She's great. She's easy to follow. And then my last category is, I don't know, I suppose my last category would be when I need to completely de-stress and unwind. And these are repair channels, which is really bizarre. So somewhat related to luxury, but not always. These are 3 channels of, and I think they're men in each case. I know one of them definitely is. But these are 3 channels of people who repair bags and shoes. And there's no talking, only one has talking, but the other 2 are more ASMR based. And they get really close with the camera on the item that they're repairing. And I've learnt so much from watching these people, these channels, about what to do with leather and what not to do. So they are called Repair Studio. Love watching his work. Then there's VeTiVeR, and that's a very first one I ever found that did this and does this. And he repairs Chanel, you know, YSL, Christian Louboutin, like everything, okay, everything. But he gets really close with the camera, and it's just, there's no talking, there's no music. It's just the organic sounds that he makes while he's repairing the goods. So it's fascinating. And then the other one is Handbag Clinic, also sort of ASMR based, and the other one is Bedo's Leatherworks. Now he's interesting. He actually talks and he explains what he's doing, and he's often pulled apart Louis Vuitton bags and Chanel bags and repaired them and reinforced them, and in most cases actually made them better than they were in the original state. So guys, let me know what you think. I know that was a long video. Let me know what you think of a lot of these suggestions and these channels. Do you watch any of these? What are some channels that you watch that you find interesting? Let me know. Write them down below. I look forward to reading your comments. And remember, guys, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It would be so wonderful. Thank you so much. It would really help me grow. And don't forget that ever so elusive like, because apparently the very mysterious algorithm likes it when people like our videos. So take care, everybody. God bless, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.